Let's make our way back to our seats and we'll move right into the second portion of this important candidate forum.
Some of them were trained to judge.
And once again, everybody, if you submitted a question during the first part of the forum, we've actually just kind of got those out of the way. We're starting with a clean slate, so if you've got a question that you intend to ask the county judge candidates, make sure that you grab another index card. We'll go through the same exercise that we did with the first cycle, and that is we'll go through the prepared question portion of the forum. Say that fast. And then we'll gather the questions from the audience, bring them forward. Dorinda will have a lot of discretion on which questions to ask. This portion of the forum will provide a little bit more dialogue. The way that it's structured there are 6 prepared questions that were given to the candidates. In the case of these questions, one candidate will have 3 minutes to answer, the other candidate will have a minute to rebut, and then the first candidate will have the ability to speak for 1 minute on that same question. So a little bit more back and forth. So this is going to be good. I'll turn it over to my friend Dorinda.
All right. Okay, so, and then we will take 6 questions from the audience whenever it comes time. So you'll have more of a chance. Last time I only took 3. So without further ado, let's have our people come. It is Mark Lowry, and he... Since he's number 1 on the ballot, that's why I called him first. And then Ron Sutton is also there. All right, come on in. Oh, I'm going to give you a card. Let's see, let's try this. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Oh. So let's see. So Ace is higher, so you will go first.
Care where we sit?
I don't care. I can keep track.
White beard.
All right. So how we're going to start out is that you're going to get 3 minutes apiece to introduce yourselves to everyone and go. Start with you, Mr. Lowry. There we go.
Well, first, Madam Vice Chair, I want to thank you for making this trip over here. It's very important for the Hood County GOP to see somebody of your stature come into this event. I want to thank everybody here that has taken the time out of their schedule this day of the week to come out here and hear the candidates from both positions. I'm Mark Lowry. I would like to have your vote in March to be your next county judge. Real briefly on me, I grew up in a small coal mining farming community in south central Illinois. I was raised by a single mother after my father passed away. I earned a football scholarship to send me to college, tore up my knee in my junior year, but I did finish college and got a degree. I started at St. Louis County Police Department, spent 6 years there, got in with the United States Secret Service, and that was a whirlwind for the rest of my career. I retired as a senior executive service agent in charge of the Dallas district. I oversaw large office, large staff, and large budgets. I'm a conservative. I believe that we need to continue to work in our nation to make it stronger and better for every citizen, especially in Hood County. Like I said, I've overseen large budgets and large staff. I've been through critical incidents. Emergency response plans are my second nature. I am prepared to be your judge immediately upon day one. I started a small business, consulting business in 2014. I started in March of 2014, the month we moved down to here. It's a successful business, and I had to retool myself. When I retired, I had over 100 people working for me, and if I needed something, I simply went and got it. When I started my business, I had to retool and learn everything all over again. I had to learn how to do RFPs, proposals, invoices, 1099s. I traveled all over the world with this small business. One of the major clients I have is Paso Robles, California, the Dallas Zoo, and Keller Williams Real Estate. So I have large companies, but I'm a small business. And it's really served my need of service. As I said, 35 years in law enforcement. I've been serving the citizens of this country for that entire time, plus now with my business. Thank you, and I would like to have your confidence and vote in March.
All right, Mr. Sutton.
Good evening. My name is Ron Sutton. I'm here to ask for your vote to serve you as the next county judge. I would like to borrow a saying from a dear departed friend of mine named Bill Miller. Some of y'all may remember Bill, and this statement was made at a precinct convention. Bill was going to offer the invocation, and he was really having trouble, if you can believe that, getting people to calm down and listen. So he finally got everyone's attention. And he said, "Did y'all hear that? That's the sound of liberty." And that's what we're hearing here tonight. The sound of liberty. Thank you for all being here. I grew up in West Texas, a little town called Abilene, and I learned a lot growing up there. I found out that my life experiences were going to be just as important to me as my formal education and my work experience. And sure enough, that's how it's turned out. From a small child, I was taught to respect everyone, to treat everyone with dignity, never compromise my beliefs, but respect everyone. I feel like God has equipped me spiritually, mentally, and physically, not only to serve you as county judge, but to serve you as a good county judge. Thank you.
All right, and we will do exactly as we did before. I'll dig in here. And number 11, what do you believe is Hood County's most important asset, and how will you vote to protect it? And Mark, we will go to you first.
Okay, I'll stand up. So what I believe is the Hood County's most important asset is our people and our water. We have some of the most magnificent people in this county. I would venture to say, or dare to say, we have somebody from every walk of life and every occupation. We may not have an astronaut, I don't know. But I think every other field of endeavor or profession we have sitting right here in Hood County. We need to tap into those resources. We need to reach out to those people. We don't see that happening. We have this data center issues coming up. I've been clamoring about reach out to the experts, the people that sit on the commissioner's court, the people that sit on the development commission. They do not have the expertise and knowledge to manage the environmental issues with that. We have expert citizens in this community, and we tap into them
each and every day. Not just a 4-minute meeting in the in the commissioner's court or the city council, but bring them in. Let's hear from these people. Let them help us make this county even stronger. Our second asset is water. Everybody knows we don't have enough water. Everybody that was here in 2013 knows we were very dry in 2013. These data centers are saying they're not going to use that water. We got plenty of water. Well, they must not have been here in 2013. Our most precious assets are our people, our families, our children. And I want to leave our children a legacy of our natural resources and a low budget. I don't want to leave them with the debt like we've done at the federal government level, $33 trillion or $38 trillion now. That's what I believe is making Hood County great, and the people and the children will make Hood County great going forward in the future.
So this is rebuttal, correct?
Yes, rebuttal.
Okay. Our most important asset, and Mark and I did not study together for this, I guarantee you. But our most important asset is our people, past, present, and future. As a conservative Republican, I believe in the sanctity of life, from fertilization to the grave. Thank you.
So, Mark, if you wanted to expand on that at all, on what he said.
No, Ron mentioned the fertilization in our unborn children. Ron and I are both Christians. And I don't think the choice is whether he's a better Christian than me or I'm a better Christian here. We're both Christians. I will say this. Hood County is lucky and blessed to have two Christian men stand up here and represent Hood County in the next judge position. Thank you.
Amen to that. All right.
Do I get the same question or we go to another?
We'll go to another question. You'll get that one. And then it's the same thing. Okay, this is number 8. How would you assess the current effectiveness of the Commissioner's Court in decision-making and the county's overall operations?
As a conservative Republican, I believe that the county commissioner, all members of the Commissioner's Court, could stand some improvement. Some improvement in the way they communicate, improvement in the way they treat each other sometimes, respectful and otherwise. And I believe that the Commissioner's Court, by working together, will provide us a much better county and serve the people in a much more positive way. The departments that are controlled by the Commissioner's Court, and that does not include the sheriff's office, but the departments, I feel like have great department heads, and they're doing a great job for our county. It's obvious by the respect that they have in our community. I do believe that there's always room for improvement, and I believe the department heads, all of them, would agree that there's room for improvements. I will commit to you that I will work closely with all department heads to maintain efficient operations within our budget guidelines.
Rebuttal?
I want to be very clear on this. This question is, in part, overall operations. I want to make it very clear. There's no criticism for me for the hardworking men and women for the county. They're working hard every day to make our lives better, to improve our lives with sometimes limited resources and assets. My criticism is not over anything that they're doing in the operational side of this community. I've been going to Commissioner's Court now for
5 or 6 years. Not just because I decided to run. I've been going because I'm interested in what's going on in our community. What I have witnessed there on the court, on members of the court, breaks my heart. We have a judge that is disrespectful to the citizens. We have a judge that is disrespectful to one of our commissioners on a frequent basis. He won't pay attention to speakers when they speak if he don't like them. He doesn't show attention to people when they're making passionate pleas from their life.
Thank you. Now, do you have anything that you want to rebut with what Mark said?
The comment I made earlier about having great department heads, we have several department heads that have many years of service in this county. And I look forward to working with them to continue the great jobs they're doing within the budget guidelines.
All right, now we go to number 5. In your role as leader facilitator of the Commissioners Court, what techniques and processes will you use to build consensus? Oh, we will go with you, Mr. Sutton. Yeah.
Okay. In your role as leader facilitator of the Commissioners Court, what techniques and processes will you use to build consensus? As a conservative Republican, I believe that every citizen should be involved in every phase of government, every entity. I believe that working in a professional, respectful manner with all members of the Commissioners Court will facilitate progress and unity in the court and accomplish much more for the citizens of Hood County. I believe that sticking to the agenda, maintaining Robert's Rules of Order, and treating each citizen that comes before the court with respect and dignity will facilitate great things for our county.
All right. And Mark, you rebuttal?
Consensus. I've traveled all over the world doing some very high-level advanced work for the President of the United States. I worked in countries where people don't speak the English language, and I had to work with them so that they could come and understand me. They didn't believe in our culture. I spent time in Turkey where they didn't believe in our culture or our faith. Consensus is sitting down and listening to people, hearing what they're saying, caring about what they're saying, taking that and applying it to how we can move forward in the county. I have experience at doing that all over the world in major assignments and major projects. I can do it on the Commissioners Court. I will work with them, and I will make sure that we can work with each other with transparency and listening.
Do you have anything to add to that?
Absolutely. Listening makes a good leader. And listening is an art that you need to develop. And it takes dealing with people. In my career in the apparel and textile industries, I have personally supervised people, and the majority of them were ladies. In garment factories around the world, and believe me, you need to listen to get a consensus. And then you have to be able to be the strong leader to get everyone on board with the decisions that you make.
Six, I'm sorry. I thought it was 6 questions from the audience. Okay, so sorry. Here we go. Thanks for bearing with me. Such an honor. Okay. This is number 12. Okay. This one's a really good one. and this is actually something that you guys had asked in the last go round. And we are going to start with Mark. How would you encourage greater citizen participation in county governance, committees, and community development?
Thank you. We have to treat people civil in our court, commissioner's court. People in this community, and I've knocked on doors, and this has been going on for quite some time. There are great people in our community that are afraid to step up and get involved because they're afraid and they're seeing what's going on. The earlier conversation about lawfare, I disagreed with these two people on the end. Good people, qualified people, experienced people that would really help this county are afraid to get involved. They're afraid of the law enforcement in this community. And I can say that after 35 years in law enforcement. We have to make the court more civil. We got to treat the people with respect. We have to listen to the people, all of the people, not just the ones you believe in. So it's work, but like I said, I've done this all over the world. I've done this in some of the most difficult circumstances one can be put into. And I know, and personal relationships, I will seek people that I know that are qualified to work on committees that can step in those roles. Like the hospital district. We need good people to sit on the hospital district. We need good people to sit on the development commission, which is just established by the court. Thank goodness they established it. We got to reach out to these people. We got to be seen in the community. We got to walk around the square and meet people. When you make me your judge, I will not disappear to some location and not come out. I will go to your restaurants. I will go to your homes. I will be on the square. I will meet with you. And if they call me, and my wife can confirm this, when people call me, I go meet them. In my own business, in this business I run now, I interact with people. I love to interact with people. Now, I don't smile a lot. I get told that every day. About an hour ago. But I will tell you this. The business I was in, ladies and gentlemen, was life and death. It was serious. And I may not walk around smiling, but I'm happy on the inside. And I love people.
It is apparent that you love people.
Absolutely. I'll smile.
Okay, great. All right, and now you get to rebut what he has said.
I'll just move on to, I don't answer the same question, do I?
No, you
Okay.
just, yes.
I believe anytime that citizens believe that elected leaders are really interested in their concerns, their feelings, their input, their participation in committees and programs will mushroom. As county judge, I would be in favor of holding commissioner court and other special call meetings in different areas of the county. I will reference a note for you. Texas Local Government Code 81.005, the Commissioner's Court can hold meetings anywhere in the county as long as the location is accessible, properly noticed as required by the Opens Meeting Act. I would utilize this code to promote involvement and participation in every part of Hood County.
Thank you. Do you have anything to add?
The Commissioner's Court is been really full lately. We've had special meetings over at other locations that it's overflowing. You can't get enough people into this building. They're turning people away. Half as many or more that show up get turned away. I would love to be able to go on the road. I just don't think it'd work. We need to have it where people can come in and sit and hear and participate. We are turning people away from our public hearings because we don't have space. That's wrong.
Next question is number 7. All right, and this one will go to Mr. Sutton, and it is, what responsibilities of the county judge matter most to citizens and why?
The county judge has a lot of varied responsibilities dating back to the days of the alcalde when Tejas was under Spanish and Mexican rule, very similar to what we have today for county judge. I think that citizens are most concerned about emergency management, and the county judge is the director of emergency management. We must make sure that we have all the equipment, all the volunteers, all the training, and all the communication in place to respond to those emergencies. We have got great volunteer fire departments and EMS all over this county. I'd put them up against any paid department or any other county's volunteers. They are well-trained. They are committed to protecting our county. Of course, another responsibility is representing the county. The budget is the primary responsibility financially of the county judge, working with all the departments and the county commissioners. We are financially strong as a county, and it's a big responsibility to make sure that we maintain that financial strength. Other responsibilities of the county judge that are important to the citizens of the county may include serving as treasurer on the hospital district. That's a very important position, and a lot of folks do not know that that's part of the county judge's responsibility. The most important thing that citizens want from a county judge is to know that he really cares for the citizens and wants to serve the citizens of the county. That's what will make and keep Hood County great.
Ron and I are friends. I appreciate his history. I always listen to him when he talks about Texas history. It's great insight. And I appreciate his answer. Most of the citizens didn't even probably think of emergency response plans. But the one thing we have to be prepared for is emergency response in this county. That would be number one. First day, I would get a full, complete briefing. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been to a crisis. I was sent out to Oklahoma City the morning after the bombing. We lost 6 employees. I was there 4 or 5 weeks now. I can never remember. It's been so long ago. I was responsible for 2 of our agents that were blown up in Oklahoma City. I was at the Olympics. I was responsible for the Olympics when the bomb went off at the park. Within 30 minutes, I was back at the park. I know what a crisis looks like. I've been in the middle of emergencies. I'm prepared day one to manage a crisis in this community for you, the citizens.
Ron, do you have anything to add to?
The citizens of Hood County also expect the county judge to defend their liberty, be rock solid, firm in protecting all the liberties that we enjoy in this great country and great state. They expect the county judge, and I agree because I'm a citizen here and I expect this other county judge, I expect it of me, to defend the freedom in this great state and great country that we all enjoy from domestic and foreign enemies.
Thank you. This is the last question before we go to participation of everybody else, and this is number 10. Some residents believe county resources have been used in ways that disadvantage conservative viewpoints. Do you agree or disagree, and why? And that would go to you first, Mark.
My opponent talked about liberty, and he mentioned this judge. This judge here has lawsuits against him. I was there the day he walked out, a conservative citizen, and now we got a federal lawsuit against us that's pending action on that. That's not looking out for liberty. That's a First Amendment violation. So, yes, I agree. I've got 35, I'm going to say it one more time, 35 years in law enforcement. I've arrested people. I put people in the penitentiary. It's a big responsibility when you put somebody on the curb, get them out of the car, and detain them for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It's even a greater responsibility to arrest them, to create an affidavit for a warrant, to put them in jail, to get an indictment, and then go to trial. That shouldn't happen because you don't like the way the person looks, you don't like what country they came from, you don't like what political aisle they stand on. I'm walking around this county day in and day out now because I want to be your next judge. There's not a day go by that I don't truly get a horror story about the police department here in this county. Now, it's hard for me to say that. I've been watching this county now since 2014. I've seen what's happened in this county. Those incidents that we're referring to is terrible. It shocks the very fiber in which I did my life for. I took the oath to the Constitution to defend the citizens of this country. To just lock somebody up on a felony. Not everybody needs to go to jail, ladies and gentlemen. You investigate crimes. You interview people. If it's serious, where somebody might lose their life immediately or flee, yes, maybe they need to be arrested immediately. But you investigate. You weigh the circumstances. You weigh the evidence. You weigh the facts. You go to a district attorney if you need to, and you get a warrant. But what I've witnessed here is disturbing to me with 35 years in law enforcement. I don't know if any of you's got that much experience in law enforcement, but I'm telling you, you take the liberties away from somebody, it's serious business, and it should not be done for reasons other than the protection of the citizens of this county, and that's the only reason, if they violated the law, but not because you just want to silence somebody. And I've witnessed it, and I believe it's happening. In less than 30 seconds. And I believe because I said that, I've probably increased the target on my back in this community.
Ron, would you like to rebut that?
As a conservative, I believe in the rule of law. And I believe in our judicial system. Our family has had experience through the judicial family, through the judicial system, and sometimes it's not a pleasant experience, but it seems to work. I believe that the citizens of Hood County deserve to be safe and secure in any situation. And if we have any public official, any elected official that is misusing county resources for any purpose, personal vendetta, political reasons, there should be a full and impartial investigation by a third party, maybe the Texas Rangers, for the benefit of our citizens.
Got time. Thank you, Ron. Would you like to rebut that?
Yes, thank you. We don't even have, as my understanding, we don't have an internal affairs department here in this county sheriff's department. If a citizen files a complaint, I don't know who investigates it. The Texas Rangers aren't going to come in and investigate a complaint on an officer because he said something or did something in a minor abuse. It has to be serious. We've had serious crimes here. Ruby McPeters is one that rings very dearly to me in my ears. I've asked the court that they need to read the autopsy report and they need to read the Texas Rangers report. I've read it. It's disturbing. It would be disturbing anybody here. If there's nurses here, you would be shocked what happened
on Ruby McPeters. Now, I don't know all the information. I did read the Texas Rangers report. And I'm telling you, we've got to get control of this. People should not be living in a county fearful of the police.
Thank you. All right, that concludes our questions that we have, and then we're going to take 6 from the audience. Yes, that's what I've got.
Well, if it's what you got.
Okay, so do you have the basket? There they are. Coming around. And then this one, we'll do the same way.
A lot of questions.
Did you all get a chance to join the Grassroots Club?
Yes.
Now remember, there's cards out front that has a QR code and shows you how to sign up. Because remember, during the convention, it's going to be a lot of work. If you don't do it, you got to do it. And it's awesome. It keeps you informed of what's going on in the state. All right. Thank you, sir. He is a great precinct chair, is he not?
Madam Vice Chair,
Yes.
may I say something? Anybody that submits a question that doesn't get answered here, I'll make myself available back there in the corner to answer your question.
Yes.
All right, and this is going to be to Ron first. It is, will you support law enforcement to defend ICE in our county?
Would I support law enforcement to defend ICE?
To work with ICE. I
Oh,
think that's what they
absolutely.
meant, yeah.
Absolutely, I would. I think that that's in the best interest of our citizens. And I believe when illegal aliens in our county, all across the county, are arrested by law enforcement for a crime, they are detained for ICE to be picked up. I completely support ICE and the initiatives, all initiatives that President Trump has put in place to secure our border and make our communities more safe, and all the authority that ICE has. I also believe that we have another invasion that we have to be very cautious about and keenly alert. And that's the invasion of radical Muslims.
That's right.
And Sharia law in the great state of Texas. It's critical. Let's all pay attention. Thank you.
Absolutely. I worked with, wasn't ICE then, it was immigration when I was an agent in Atlanta, Georgia, back in the 90s. And I supported theirs because they supported us in our task force. So I worked with multi-agencies on this. I absolutely would support this. I know we're in 287G. We average anywhere from 15 bed nights in our jail with illegals. I haven't been able to get an answer. Are they being detained because of criminal charges for us? Or are they being detained for ICE? If they're being detained for ICE over 48 hours, we should be getting a check from ICE. I don't know if we're even applying for it. I haven't been able to get any clarification on that. But I will tell you this. If we're holding ICE detainees only for ICE, or even for low-level crimes committed in Hood County, we need to get ICE to come get them so we can clear our docket for the DA to work on felony cases and let ICE throw them out of the country. We'll catch them again.
Okay, and we'll go to the next question. And this one, it looks like I've got a few of these on the same subject, and it's the position you're running for requires executive leadership, budgets, discipline, and proven decision-making in a crisis, and fiduciary responsibilities. As a leader, as a leader who held ultimate authority in fiscal and crisis situations, please describe in detail how you manage emergency crisis and safety crisis. And So it goes over the budget and then it talks about emergency crises. So I'm gonna start with Mark.
Okay, thank you. As the agent in charge of the Secret Service, I manage a lot of budget and a lot of staff and a lot of buildings. I got back hired into Customs and Border Protection Office and Terminal Affairs, and I had the Dallas office, El Paso office, and Del Rio office. It was a brand new agency under Customs and Border Protection. We had to build buildings in Del Rio. We had to remodel buildings in El Paso. I oversaw the budget for these modifications and these buildings being constructed. I went out to El Paso. We were in temporary quarters. We walk into the lobby. I walked into the lobby. There's some crates there. I said, what are the crates for? They're going to put ballistic resistant material in the lobby, which makes sense, right? Well, the problem is we're about 8 months away from moving in the permanent location, and we got ground to ceiling glass all the way around our first floor building with no bollards. And I shut it down. It was $100,000. I said, why are we putting ballistic resistant material in this lobby when somebody could ride a Volkswagen Beetle through the front door or through the side window? Those are the types of things our federal government treats it like. I tell them, nickels and dimes add up to $1 million. You got to pay attention to the budget. You got to focus on the budget because listen, it will catch up with us. I have some diagrams here I'll share later. We have to pay attention to our budget. Right now, we're about $3 million from expenses below revenues. If we have this highway come in here, which is coming, construction is going to slow down. We got about $8 million in 2024 budget numbers, is about $8 million sales tax. That's going to go down. As far as crisis management, Oklahoma City, the Atlanta bombing, I've had more than one occasion face-to-face with gunfire. So I know how to stand up and have courage in a crisis when things are breaking bad and you can't run away. If you run away, you lay your badge and gun down and go home. So, again, I think Butler, Pennsylvania, which was a mistake, was a gross error by the Secret Service. Okay, the old guard like myself were horrified by what we saw. But I think that drives home to every citizen in America how important and significant the Secret Service was. There is no time, no opportunity for failure. And I met that every day. Every day I got up and went to work, I was looking at that as a potential crisis in my life. I accepted it. I enjoyed the job. I would do it all over again if I was young.
That was a great question, very long. And I'll be around after to finish answering that question if I don't complete it right now during this 51 seconds. I will say that my experience with budgets professionally go from $1 million to $100 million. And that's all in sales, to keep companies running, to keep people employed. The biggest challenge in manufacturing apparel today around the world is compliance with international laws. Making sure that you don't do something that would cause a factory closure, the loss of employment, and the loss of livelihood for all the employees in that factory.
It's time, sorry.
I will be around.
That one was a long one. So this one is good. It's, what is your position on tax abatements, Ron?
I don't even like the term tax abatement. A term that would be better suited to me if all the situations were right would be to call it an investment for the citizens of Hood County. And we all want returns on our investments. We need to set the bar very high for companies coming in here. We must protect our beautiful landscape, our beautiful county, which is all a watershed, which flows right into Lake Granbury and the Brazos River. We need to protect the environment. We need to protect the lifestyle of our citizens. And it's very important that we work together as citizens to make sure that industry or companies or technology that do not have the best interest of our county, our citizens in mind, that they do not get a foothold here. Data centers were mentioned earlier. Data centers leave a scar that will not heal over. The one out South Hood County, 2,600 acres, 3 ranches, 50 buildings with 550,000 square feet each. What's going to happen when data center technology is obsolete and those companies move on? There was talk earlier about Texas Land Code, Chapter 223.221, subchapter, now here's a different word I'm going to insert there, subchapter special K. Because it's special, it's unique to Hood County. The county commissioners need to put more teeth in that tool that we have to push back and only allow industry and companies and technology that will have a long-term investment with high-paying jobs, multiple employees, and the side benefit of companies like that come into Hood County, we get more volunteer fire department volunteers, we get more EMS, we get more citizens in Hood County. I really dislike tax abatement.
Yes.
I'm against abatements. I'm against tax breaks to trillion-dollar companies that want to come in here and charge my language, basically rape our natural resources. They're not bringing that many jobs. They're going to tear up our community with construction. I'm against it. I don't understand the environment concerns and issues going forward. I don't want our county to be known as an industrial complex. I want it to be known as a historical community in Texas where families want to come and live. I will not give, I'm only one vote, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm dug in on this because I haven't seen anything that would encourage me, that it's an encouragement to this community to what's word on this document I've got, transformational economic development opportunity for Hood County and Granbury. I don't buy one word of that statement, and I don't buy abatements.
Mark, you're going to go next. This one came in saying that you're both for liberty, and it's very important to both of you. What are your views that regarding the Commissioner Court increasing flock cameras around the county?
Me first?
Yes.
In my company that I had a family from California call me about 3 years ago, and their little girl from TCU went missing. They hadn't seen her in about 9 months. They get a letter from TCU in January saying she's no longer available to go to class because she hadn't been. She was no longer registered in school because she hadn't gone to any class. They had no communication with it. There was concern. I got a Fort Worth officer who helped me track her license plate. We were able to locate her in about 3 days. She was fine. She was alert. She was functioning normally, and that's all the family wanted to know. That was great for the family. But as I said earlier, I don't want Flox cameras in this community. I don't think they're managed right, and until I have confidence that they're going to be managed right, we do not need Flox cameras, because I guarantee you they're not being used properly. Again, they're an expense to us, and it's a technological software update all the time. I just don't agree with the Flox cameras. Until I have confidence that they're managed correctly, I do not want them.
And unless more flock cameras have been added, there's roughly 27, I believe, in the city of Granbury. Every time you pull into a parking lot of a major retailer, you are videoed. It's for safety. It's how this young lady was tracked. Flock cameras, I wish we had never, ever had the necessity for them. I don't know how long they've been in Texas, but they've been in Granbury and Hood County for a long time. Flock cameras are a necessity for the safety and well-being of our citizens. Now, that being said, the data that is collected has to be
Time.
secure
Sorry.
and well managed.
There you go. All right, this question, there's.
Go get her.
Oh, yeah, well, you can, yeah. Yes,
It's not within the rules. I like to stay within. the
yes, we haven't been doing a
Okay,
second one
that's fine.
on these, on this go
That's
round, we
fine.
did on the others, but, okay, so the question is, who is your position of treasurer by name? Who is your treasurer for your campaign?
Oh,
Yeah,
A dear friend of ours, Dr. Wendell Harper. I don't see him tonight. He's a dear friend. Him and his wife Lynn are dear friends of mine. And my wife, he's a dentist that used to live over in West Texas near Abilene. And we really enjoy their company. He's a fine man. Thank you.
I am really blessed to have a great treasurer, great credentials, financial background, sterling reputation, one of the most admired women in our county for her public service, and my treasurer that I selected and announced February the 4th of 2025. It's been a long campaign. Is Sean Deeds, and she is impeccable.
all right, and, let's see. This question is, what is your position on the shutdown or lockdown of the county or city? And we will go to Ron first.
would you read that one more time?
Sure. What is your position on the shutdown or lockdown that happened with the county or city?
And you're talking, and that question refers to COVID
Yes.
2020. Okay. I don't really want to be an armchair quarterback, but I will say that shutdown should have never happened. I believe that our beloved President Trump was getting some bad information from some bad actors that wanted to stop his agenda by killing the Trump economic agenda. And of course that trickled down to the governors. And of course the governors to the county judges. I particularly didn't like picking and choosing which retailers could stay open and which retailers had to close. It was disturbing at how quickly our personal liberties evaporated. I think because we overtrusted, and we cannot overtrust. We have to test everything. Senator Birdwell, in 2023, 2024, and 2025, introduced legislation that would curb and curtail the governor's ability to declare an emergency and enforce shutdowns. Both times it passed all three times it passed the Senate, but not the House. That's a shame. If there is an emergency, any type of emergency that would cause any type shutdown, the legislature, after 30 days, should be called to improve it. County judges in the great state of Texas can declare an emergency and take emergency precautions. But that emergency declaration by a county judge can only be in place for 8 days until county commissioners have to approve it, or get to approve it, or disapprove it. The shutdown of 2020 is something that no one will ever forget, because it set our country back, I believe, decades. We're still recovering from it. Let's all agree it will never happen again.
Amen. All right, Mark?
I based my whole career on facts and evidence and strategic thinking. And that's what I would do if I had that type of crisis present us to Hood County. What it caused me to do is start questioning my own doctor, which is the worst thing a person can do when you start questioning your doctor. I tell people I grew up respecting the federal government. I will probably die fearing the federal government. I can't do anything about the federal government. I can't do anything about the state. But I can sure make a difference in Hood County. And I want to be your next judge and change direction that we're going. I'm the agent of change. I'm the candidate of change. My opponent is not the candidate for change.
So this is the last question. Does that sound good? Okay. It was a really good one. What do you feel are the most important traits of being county judge?
Most important traits of being a county judge.
Of being a county judge. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Yes, it's Mark's.
Is my senior executive service position. I used to do training on leadership. The most important is integrity, without a question. Leadership by example. Humbleness. I will assure you, I never got anywhere without somebody's help. And I can assure you that probably everybody in this room had a relative, or had a friend, or had an employee that was below them or above them that gave them guidance and counsel on how to make a better life of themselves. Humbleness. So, integrity, humbleness, I call it intellectual energy. Like I said, in 2014, I left the federal government with hundreds of resources at my disposal. I had to retool myself. When I say intellectual energy to people, young agent that's now in the White House detail, one of the senior fellows there, he still uses that. Intellectual energy means regardless of what your position is in life, whether you're a supervisor or an agent or the director of the Secret Service or the county judge, you never stop learning. You never stop applying energy in your day-to-day life to be the best you can be, not just for yourself, but for the Lord and our Savior, and for every employee in this county. And I promise you, I will do that. I will never stop learning. I will never lie to you. If I make a mistake, or the commissioners make a mistake, we will own up to it. We will not do things in the dark. Transparency is simple. You govern where people can see what you're doing. That's that simple. And unfortunately, my experiences over the last number of years, there's a lot of quiet, secret stuff going on, in my opinion. And it's just not acceptable. We are the citizens of this county. We need to take this county back. We need to say enough's enough. You work for us, and I promise you, I promise you. You elect me your judge, there will be transparency, I will be honest to you, and we will listen to what you have to say. I don't care if I have to stay till midnight. Thank you.
Citizens of any county, and particularly Hood County, expect their county judge to be above reproach in all areas of life. Honesty, integrity, the way that you treat people, the way that you communicate, the way that you listen, and the way that you take care addressing their problems. The citizens of Hood County want a county judge that realizes the office or seat of county judge belongs to the citizens and not the county judge. That's the best way to build trust and communication and results in the great Hood County. We have great citizens, we have a great future, but we need to work together as Republicans to get it done.
Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to let them close. And we are going to give them 3 minutes apiece to close. And so since I started with you, Mark, I'm going to start with you, Ron. So if you'll close.
I tell you, this has been a lot of fun tonight. Ms. Vandal, thank you for what you did to make this evening great.
Thank you.
This is my first time to run for political office. I know it shows, but I'll get better. You know, I was approached by 2 public action committees, PACs, that wanted to endorse me, give me financial backing, and I refused both. The reason I refused those is I do not want any appearance of having any allegiance to any special interest group other than the citizens of Hood County. I do not want the endorsement of either one of the Republican clubs in Hood County. Now, I want to rush to say, I want the votes of every member of both those clubs. I want the votes of the people that organize those PACs. I want your vote, and the reason I'm here is to ask for that. But as county judge, I will be right down the middle, showing no partiality, no favoritism, and that's why I'm running my campaign the way that it is being conducted. I do want your vote, and I guess the last thing I really have to say is press the button for Sutton.
I don't have any fancy jingles. I don't smile much because I have a serious background.
It was fancy.
It was nice. I appreciate it. You, I think many of you have now a better understanding who I was in my career and my background. Some of you knew me from my wife, who dedicated 3 years of her life in the firing pin on the school district. I'm so proud of her for standing by her principles and her faith. Despite the fact that they did everything to destroy her, she stayed strong. They even threatened to lock me up because they couldn't get her to resign. She stood strong. I love her to death. And she agreed that I should do this. I tell people we had to go through that dark period in our lives to sharpen our instruments for the enlightened period that we're going to go forward in the future. You've now heard my career. I've had a serious job. I've been involved in serious business my whole career. I've faced life and death situations many times in my career. I've seen the underbelly of humanity in my career. I've had a top secret clearance for 30 plus years of my life. I will tell you this. I want to be your county judge. I want to make a difference in this county because we lived here and I don't like what I see. I want to make a difference for all of us. Team, I want to make a difference for you also. I listen to Tina talk all the time. I'm going to be the judge for everybody. Okay? Not just one party or the other. Everybody. But I will tell you this, walking away from here. If you don't believe that I'm prepared on day one to manage whatever faces us in Hood County, if you don't believe I'm the right guy, then don't vote for me. But I tell you, I'm ready day one to serve this county in any crisis, overwatching budgets, and I will watch them carefully. We got two bonds coming up. They just passed a contract, giving the contractor 10% on top of their expenses. I invoice clients all the time. If I stepped on that 10%, I would no longer be their contractor. We got billions, hundreds of millions of dollars coming at us. We got to be more careful how we watch that budget. It's our tax money. It's not the county's.
Thank you for giving me the honor of being here tonight and moderating, and it has been such a pleasure. So thank you so much, and that concludes everything.